Well, hello again, and welcome again to another podcast, Down to Earth but Heavenly Minded. I'm your host, Irvrish, and we've been going right along with our reading here in Waiting on God, and it's a devotional by Andrew Murray, and we are in our 14th day, and our whole topic through this whole devotional has been waiting on God, and we've been looking at different aspects of it. And with that said, I'm gonna try to find our text for today here. Okay, I found it here. Let me get it highlighted here. Whoop, went too far again. There it is. Okay, let's start our reading.
14th day, waiting on God, the way to the new song. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me, and heard my cry. ... And he hath put a new song in my mouth. Even praise unto our God. Psalm chapter 40 verses 1 to 3. Come and listen to the testimony of one who can speak from experience of the sure and blessed outcome of patient waiting upon God. True patience is so foreign to our self-confident nature, it is so indispensable in our waiting upon God, it is such an essential element of true faith, that we may well once again meditate on what the Word has to teach us. The word patience is derived from the Latin word for suffering. It suggests the thought of being under the constraint of some power from which we want to be free. At first we submit against our will. Experience teaches us that when it is vain to resist, patient endurance is our wisest course. In waiting on God, it is of infinite consequence that we not only submit because we are compelled to, but because we lovingly and joyfully consent to be in the hands of our blessed Father. Patience then becomes our highest blessedness and our highest grace. It honors God, and gives him time to have his way with us. It is the highest expression of our faith in his goodness and faithfulness. It brings the soul perfect rest in the assurance that God is carrying on his work. It is the token of our full consent that God should deal with us in such a way and time as he thinks best. True patience is the losing of our self-will in his perfect will. Such patience is needed for the true and full waiting on God. Such patience is the growth and fruit of our first lessons in the school of waiting. To many a one it will appear strange how difficult it is truly to wait upon God. The great stillness of soul before God that sinks into its own helplessness and waits for him to reveal himself. The deep humility that is afraid to let its own will or its own strength work aught except as God works to will and to do. The meekness that is content to be and to know nothing except as God gives his light. The entire resignation of the will that only wants to be a vessel in which his holy will can move and mold. All these elements of perfect patience are not found at once. But they will come in measure as the soul maintains its position, and ever again says, Truly my soul waiteth upon God, from him cometh my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. Have you ever noticed what proof we have that patience is a grace for which very special grace is given, in these words of Paul, strengthened with all might, according to his glorious power, unto all what? Patience and long-suffering with joyfulness. Yes, we need to be strengthened with all God's might, and that according to the measure of his glorious power, if we are to wait on God in all patience. It is God revealing himself in us as our life and strength, that will enable us with perfect patience to leave all in his hands. If any are inclined to despond, because they have not such patience, let them be of good courage. It is in the course of our feeble and very imperfect waiting that God himself by his hidden power strengthens us and works out in us the patience of the saints, the patience of Christ himself. Listen to the voice of one who was deeply tried. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me, and heard my cry. Hear what he passed through. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And he has put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Patient waiting upon God brings a rich reward. The deliverance is sure. God himself will put a new song into your mouth. O soul, be not impatient, whether it be in the exercise of prayer and worship that you find it difficult to wait, or in the delay in respect of definite requests, or in the fulfilling of your heart's desire for the revelation of God himself in a deeper spiritual life. Fear not, but rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. And if you sometimes feel as if patience is not your gift, then remember it is God's gift, and take that prayer. 2 Thessalonians 3 verse 5 Revised Version. The Lord direct your hearts into the patience of Christ, into the patience with which you are to wait on God. He himself will guide you. My soul, wait thou only upon God.
Again, another good reading, and I just want to say that this morning when I got up, I went to get my coffee after it was done brewing, and I was pouring a cup of coffee, and it was still dark out yet, and I had the thought, we are planning a trip, and we're going to be leaving on Saturday, and something I look forward to every year, to get away with some of my family, and we are making all these plans in life, but do we include the Lord? And what I mean by that is, do we say, if the Lord is willing, I will do this and I will do that? Because we don't know what tomorrow brings. Then I was thinking, am I going to be able to do this trip next year? I thought that last year, to be honest with you. And the Lord has given me strength to be able to do this. I know that I'm getting up in age, and sometimes we don't know what tomorrow will bring. We don't know what next year will bring. But we wait patiently on the Lord for what He gives us, for our lot in life. And, truly, the Lord will direct our hearts. He'll direct our paths. And we need to be patient sometimes with God. Paul said it's far better to be with the Lord, but it was needful for him to be where he was at the time he said that. There was others that were depending on Paul, and Paul was one of the founders of the first century church, and we have all his writings today. God preserved them. Paul was a big instrument in God's hands, and even if we are the lowly in life, we can be used of God. Even what I'm doing today, putting these devotionals online, they can be used of the Lord, and they could be used to touch your heart this morning and make you realize that your life is in God's hands. All our lives are in God's hands, and He has already directed our paths, which way we are to go, and we are to include Him in everything that we do, and to wait on God, and not to get impatient and jump ahead of Him. And I think that's kind of what I got out of this reading today. My mind was already focused on what tomorrow will bring, but I'm patiently waiting on the Lord, because those plans could change in a second, in a minute. I could be gone tomorrow. I could be with the Lord. Nobody knows. So let us be patient and just wait on God. He's going to do what's best for us. So with that said, I'm going to end our podcast like I usually do. God is out here, and you can find Him in your Bible. Pick it up and read it. Bye for now.